Some of you may know me. My name is Rob Johnson, and this is Brief Description, a micro newsletter around legal tech conferences and how to do them by me and Briefbox. So, you've been told to go to a conference. Cool. Now what? I was dropped into the deep end where lawyers can be scary, right? Especially when you're 23, got a 2-2 at university and unsure of your way in the world. So you're made to go to a legal tech conference with a load of GCs and lawyers. Now what? I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a structure. I didn't have any objectives. I didn't have any goals. I didn't know who I was going. I just turned up and hoped for the best. That led to me hiding in the bathroom, pretending to be on my phone, or doing a very important email. No one's doing important. No one's doing an important email at a conference. It's either they're checked out and they've had too many people approach them about contract management systems. They have some RFP support they need to do and they'd rather do that than talk to you, or they're on YouTube. They're always on YouTube. So 3 things I would always think about: set clear goals. What are your objectives at an event? Now, there's loads of them, and all of them have a different steer on how they think about conferencing. There's some that is very community heavy. There are some that are very sponsor heavy. You know who you are. There are some that are pretending not to be legal tech conferences at all. There are ones which are in-house. There's private practice. There is legal tech focus. Now, where do you sit on the spectrum when it comes to these conferences, and how do you plan for attack for each conference is the key thing to think about. And that is around setting your goals, right? How are you thinking about that specific event? So you might be going to one next week. You may not be. What are the key things you want to get out of it? Are you looking to sell stuff? Are you looking to get some insight? Are you looking to reach out to current clients? Lots of people I know who work in lots of different legal tech companies, they use conferences as the ability to catch up with clients. Because ultimately, once you've sold something to them, they don't want to talk to you anymore. So it's a good opportunity to do that. Equally, if you're a lawyer, private or in-house, what are you trying to get out of it? Are you looking for new vendors? Are you looking to catch up with people you haven't spoken to a while? Are you looking to drive community? How are you thinking about that process? So that's really key. What are your goals and objectives for go? Do your work and your homework before you go. No, not like a weird way and like stalk people and then the first thing as soon as you see them, go and talk to them. So I met a head of legal operations for an oil and gas company the other day, and he said the worst thing ever is when he goes to an event and he sees a load of vendors and they go, because ultimately he feels like prey and they're vultures. So just chill. Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a weirdo. Key thing in most things in life, especially conferences. But I think people generally try and get the weirdo ick because they're under pressure and haven't done their pre-game plan of what are the objectives and markers they want to get out of the event. So just think about them. If I go to an event, I wear different hats. If I'm going to one in a couple of weeks to talk about talent, I'm there just to provide knowledge and insight into what I've done over the last 15, 20 years. I'm less there with my, hey, buy my SaaS stuff so I can achieve my ARR and we can hit our venture capital number. But I also need to do that. So if you know anyone, let me know. What actually matters, like if you look at the different people within your ecosystem or who you're dealing with, try and think about how you can have a conversation with them in a normal way and what the outcomes for that. So if I'm wearing my legal ops hat or I'm wearing my GC hat, it's really exhausting after 3 days of people trying to sell you solutions. But I always try and get an element of empathy in there because ultimately their boss has made them go, it's Monday to Wednesday, they're probably hungover. And so how can you help facilitate that? And there may be some things you're interested in, right? I spoke to a head of legal operations guy last Friday. He met a CLM solution. He had no idea who it was, and it ticks all the boxes they want. So there is value in there. And then also, if you are a vendor or a sponsor, or you're a legal tech provider, or you're a seller, or you're a consultant, like there's loads of people in this world, like what are your markers for success for that event? So if I'm wearing my legal tech hat and I'm selling Briefbox, is it to speak to GCs? Is it speak to local operations? How can I add value? How can I make them think about the things that we do without me going, sign my contract? And equally, if I am a consultant, how am I adding value to that ecosystem, right? So those are the key things. So ultimately, if you're going to an event in the next couple of weeks, what is your pre-game check? Don't be weird. set objectives, make a plan, and I think you'll be okay, maybe. Good luck. Cheers.